Personal story segment tonight. New York Post columnist Paul Sperry broke a story that says the Southern Poverty Law Center covered up a report on hate crimes. Left-wing group was more than happy to discuss hate crimes against minorities, but totally ignored the white factor in the equation. So now to explain further, Monica Crowley. It's a little bit misleading for me to say hate crimes. This was a survey about teachers. They asked teachers, have you heard any invective, hateful stuff directed to students, and if so, which students? And what did they find?
Well, the Southern Poverty Law Center partnered with the American Federation of Teachers,
right,
which is a big national teachers union, formally endorsed Hillary Clinton.
Right.
They sent out this online questionnaire to 1.6 million, mostly Democratic members. This was an online survey, wholly unscientific because it was self-selecting.
Okay.
They got 10,000 responses back. They claimed that 40% of those surveyed said, yes, that they had heard minority students, Muslim students, immigrant students getting harassed and intimidated.
Disparaged.
Correct.
Okay.
What
so
they didn't tell you.
Not too
okay.
fast, not too fast. So 1.6 went out, only 10,000 came back.
Correct.
That's a danger sign right there. And in the 10,000, 40% of those who answered said, yes, I've heard disparagement toward minorities or Muslims. But there was no mention of white students.
That's right. Now, they did ask that question in the survey. So when they released the findings, what they didn't tell you is that 20% came back and said, we had heard and it had been reported to us that white students were subject to this kind of intimidation.
Yeah, like if you like Trump or something like that.
Correct.
So 40% to minorities, 20% to whites, but no mention of the 20% by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So we know that the study was skewed. Here's what they said, by the way. We asked them for a statement. We did not highlight the statistic in the report because it paled, talking about white people, pardon the pun, in comparison to the reports of minority children being intimidated. So that's ridiculous because if it's a report, you report everything, and then it's double. So you make your point. They just didn't want any mention.
That's right. And based on the numbers, on the 10,000 that responded, you're talking 4,000 students, minority students, claim that they were harassed. 2,000, if these numbers are to be believed, of white students and or Trump supporters.
Embarrassing, another embarrassing thing. But Southern Poverty Law Center used to do good work. It's now a political organization. Now, Ms. Monica has been interviewing over at Trump Tower for something. And I'm not going to embarrass you and ask you what or anything like that. But I am going to ask you this question. Why would any human being, not just Monica Crowley, any human being want to be the White House press secretary? Really? I mean, you know Tony Snow, the late Tony Snow.
Yes, I know him well.
Brilliant at it. And I used to go, Snow, how can you stand there every day when you know these people are just trying to kick the living daylights out of your boss, which will be the same thing with Trump.
And our colleague Dana Perino did it brilliantly as well. Look, if you are representing a Republican president, it's always a tougher job. It's hell on earth anyway, regardless of who the president is.
Why would anybody want to do it?
Well, look, first of all, serving the president. As president, you believe in his policies and his agenda. You want to help him communicate that message to the American people, to the world, also to serve your country. I mean, I'm a true patriot, and look, a lot of talented people talking about a lot of different positions.
Okay. Now, you worked with Richard Nixon for years.
During the last years of his life.
Okay. So you understand the process and all, and then the Trump people over there, they know that. But if you do take a job as a White House press spokesperson, you have to say what they tell you to say. Remember Larry Speakes and Nixon, I thought was going to punch him. Wasn't that Larry Speakes?
Ron Ziegler was
Ziegler.
Richard Nixon's press secretary.
I thought Nixon was going to be pushing him and punching him.
It is a very tough job.
Very
Maybe
tough.
Apart from being president himself, probably press secretary is the toughest job. But when you believe in the policies, you believe in the agenda, and you believe in the man at the top, then I think you go out there with a certain passion.
Would you be confrontational out there if you got that job? Would
well, let's be clear. We're not.
You're distorting everything?
I mean, this is one of many jobs that a lot of people are being considered for. But look, I think Donald Trump is going to come in and smash every existing model, including diplomacy, including economics, and including dealing with the press. And the one thing that I would advise Donald Trump to do in going over the heads of the elite media, which he has already done so well, is his first press conference as president should be with regular Americans. Forget the New York Times.
Just let the folks come in?
Let the folks come in or go to them and allow them to ask the questions. And by the way, Richard Nixon used to give regional press conferences. So he dealt with regional press, local press, and they really appreciated that as well. So there are different models, and I think Trump is going to rewrite the book.
If you,
well, I'm not going anywhere yet, Bill O'Reilly.
And if they hire Laura Ingraham, I mean, she's going to bring a bazooka. She can carry.
She would be amazing,
yeah, I mean,
amazing in that job.
You'd have to charge money to see her with the press. That would be very good. All right, Monica Crowley, everybody, plenty more Heads of Factor moves along this evening.